All right, so we've started to explore how to use charts to process data stored in a table, but there are challenges with doing this. The ability to process that data depends on the users and the available tools. Today, we're going to explore some ways to refine the data so that we can answer even more questions using the data visualizer. Okay, so imagine you've collected some information from students. You could use Google Forms or something like that. And now all of that data is stored in a table. Now you want to dig into that data and see what they have. And this happens to me all the time. So we're going to go over to level 2 on code.org and open up the data tab. Take a look with, there's already a table that's reported, and open up the data visualizer for it and make a chart for the average hours of sleep and our favorite subject. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you're going to go over to data. The table has already been imported down here. And so if you click on that table and click on visualize, we're going to do average hours of sleep and favorite subject. So go ahead, pause the video and take a look at that. So if you did the average hours of sleep, I made it as a bar chart here, and you'll notice that some people are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get a lot of sleep apparently. But then there's this number 6 here, which actually should be over here. So somebody typed in the word 6 instead of the number. If you had any difficulty creating that, let's go ahead and do the, what was the other one? Oh, the favorite subject. Favorite subject. And we'll do another bar chart. We'll do a favorite subject bar chart. And you'll notice that here there's a lot of inconsistency between English and history and Spanish and so forth. So there's a lot of inconsistency here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to clean up that data. So you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that and put that in the activity guide. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look through this data that's down here, and you can edit the data to make it cleaner. So go ahead, pause the video, edit the data so that you get some nice looking charts there. So if you're having any trouble editing the data, just hit the edit button on the right, and then you can change it in the field here. Now, some of those had upper or lowercase issues associated with them, but also what you might have noticed, you may not have seen it because you may have been focusing on, make this bigger, you may have been focusing on the number of hours of sleep, but in some other cases, there's some data here that's not correct. Like in line 70, we should change that probably to 15 there. So go ahead, change any of the data, not just in the 2 columns that we were looking at, but any of those data values that need to be cleaned up. Go ahead and clean them up. Essentially, data sets can bring about challenges no matter how big they are. Sometimes there's incomplete data, invalid data. You might want to combine 2 tables, and those 2 tables have inconsistent data. All of that requires the data to be cleaned. So the data needs to be cleaned when the data is incomplete or invalid, or multiple tables are combined into one. And there is messy data also. So if the user types in TWO instead of the number 2, or uses abbreviations like we're seeing CS versus computer science, or they have different spellings of words. So go ahead, come back in here, go through all the data and make any fixes that you need to make on that data, and then recreate the charts to make sure that they look good. Now, if you can't seem to get your data correct, make sure you hit the save button there. You might need to hit the save button when you've made a change, and then go revisualize the data using the visualization tool. So now when you do the average hours of sleep, you shouldn't see any rogue values here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when you do your favorite subject, you'll notice that I took biology, and I also changed biology to be a science. And again, don't forget to hit that blue save button just in case you're not getting those. And so let's move back. All right, so your charts should look something like this once you've cleaned up the data for the favorite subject and average hours of sleep. So you can now accurately visualize the data that's in your table. And we cleaned up this data set, and you might have data on your own, or you might have uploaded data from another location that needs to be cleaned. But anything that's in the code.org library, that's already been cleaned for you. So it's kind of nice and easy to use. So let's come back over here. And this is just summarizing what we talked about was cleaning data. The reasons you need to clean the data and why messy data has been created. And really, when I create a Google form for my students to enter information, I think ahead of time about the types of issues that I could have with the data, and I try to minimize it. So instead of having the person type in what period they're in, I have check boxes so that way they don't type it in different ways, like period 1, P1, or just 1. I have check boxes, that way everybody types it in the same way. And so I think about that when I'm creating my Google Forms. So the goal of cleaning the data is to make sure you don't change the meaning of the data. And right now what we did is we fixed all of that data manually, and we went through. But sometimes if there's so much data, if there's thousands and thousands of records, and you could already see, I think this one had 80 records. It was a pain in the neck to go through and fix that. So sometimes we will write a program that goes through and finds the words 6 and replaces it with the number 6. So that's what we did today. All right, so now let's take a look. What if you only wanted to look at a subset of the data? How would you be able to look at a subset? So you only wanted to take a look maybe at some dog information that had dogs that don't shed very much. This process is called filtering. So we've cleaned the data, but now we can also filter some data. All right, so back on code.org, bubble number 2 for lesson 9.3, bubble 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dogs data, since that's what we were just looking at. And let's import the dogs table. And so now I've got the dogs table here. So if I click on the dogs table, I can play around with the dogs table just a little bit. And maybe what I'll do is, when I visualize the data, what I can do is I could create still a bar chart. Actually, maybe I'll make a histogram, and I'll use the maybe I'll use the lifespan for the dogs. But I only want to look at a specific breed. So now, did I say breed? Breed. So, or maybe I just want to use let's do a specific breed. Let's do just the working dogs. And I am going to select those values. And so I can put in a bucket size here, how big each of these buckets are. And I can get a sense of what the minimum lifespan is for working dogs. And I could look at different types of dogs. Let's say we choose toy dog, small dog. You can see what the minimum lifespan is for the toy dogs. So now what we're doing is we're filtering the data. So we're looking at a specific set of dogs. And this is what you are going to do in the next activity. So what filtering allows us to do is to look at a subset of the data. We did filter programmatically, but the data visualizer here in code.org, but also in Google Sheets, there's a way to filter. You can go view data filter, and you can filter in Google Sheets also. So what you're going to do is you're going to, in code.org, go over to level 3, work through the activity guide. The activity guide should be copied on, oops. The activity guide should be posted on Google Classroom. And so in bubble number 3, you're going to filter the female senators based on the year you were born. create a histogram for the percentage of this and choose a bucket size. Put your chart here. And then you're going to do a couple of other filters. So go ahead, follow through this activity guide, paste your answers here in this document, and you will submit this on Google Classroom. All right, oh, wait, one more slide here. Let's go through. Okay, so when we're analyzing data, after you collect the data, you have to clean the data and you may have to filter it. Once you filter it, then you can create some sort of visualization, whether it's a bar chart, a histogram, and based on that, you create some new information. So you're going to be taking a look at the check for understanding to answer that, as well as complete the activity guide and think about what situations you would filter versus clean your data. Have a great day.